obviously, we'll start with the first question. What does PG&E recommend for people who are without power to stay safe and to stay warm?
When we have an intense storm like this with historic amounts of snowfall, we'll see heavy snow loading on trees and vegetation, and sometimes we'll see down power lines. If customers are out in their community and they see a down power line, assume that it is energized, stay away, call 911, call PG&E so we can come out and make the area safe. It's a very dangerous situation when we have a down power line.
Yeah, definitely. Talk to me a little bit about kind of the barriers that PG&E is facing to getting the power back on. I know some of these areas are really remote. I know trees keep falling, so can you talk a little bit about that?
This storm has been incredibly intense with historic amounts of snowfall, and our crews are out there in force. They are working around the clock to restore power, but we're really facing a lot of access issues. We have road closures, we have downed trees, just heavy, heavy snow, and some of our equipment is in more remote areas with difficult terrain, so we're having trouble getting access to our equipment to make those assessments and make those repairs. In the Sierra division, we've found 664 instances of damage to our equipment. So that's broken transformers, broken poles, wires down, and that's just what we can see. So it is an all hands on deck situation for PG&E. We're bringing in resources from other areas, extra crews, and doing everything we can to make repairs in the field. But the weather and access issues have been a real challenge for PG&E.
Yeah, do you know even approximately how many people are on this? Just, PG&E has X many hundreds, or, however you might quantify that.
Um, we have hundreds of personnel, in the field, in the offices, backfilling positions to support this restoration effort in the Sierra Division. We also have outages in Stockton, and both those areas are major priorities for PG&E. Absolutely.
Yeah, certainly folks are, I think yesterday kind of started getting some, alerts from PG&E saying, hey, we anticipate, getting some ETA, and some of them are, as late as like January 10th, January 12th, if I'm recalling correctly offhand. But I just, for those folks who see that and go, oh my gosh, I've been trying to hunker down in my home for a few days, but that's, I can't hunker down for 15 days. What advice do you have for them?
We know that customers are frustrated. We know how hard it is to be without power, and especially in these conditions, we're doing everything we can. So one of the things we're trying to do is communicate, more with customers. So we did send out an initial round of estimated times of information based upon the facts that we have at the moment. So those estimated times were really just estimates. Wanting to let customers know what they need to do to plan. But as we get access to our equipment and we make those repairs, those estimated dates can change, and we're hoping to, bring them down.
Oh, like I said, the text, I know that during, public safety power shutoffs, PG&E brings the resources, and obviously that's a whole, that you're dealing with heat in that case, you're dealing with, winds and fire danger. But in this case, is there any kind of plan for any kind of resource center or resources made available, like a place where people can pick up water or something like that?
So in these hard hit counties like Nevada County, El Dorado County, we're working closely with the governments and the county agencies to support people who are without power. We're also working closely with the Red Cross. We fund some of the Red Cross shelters and doing what we can, with our partnerships to help support customers. And our crews are just, really out there making these assessments and making these repairs.
Sure. Anything else that you want to mention about, just knowing that, folks are, like you said, frustrated and they're looking for answers? Is there anything else in the way of like information, or think like, hey, here's some good insight in what we're facing, why it's so hard, why these waits are so long? Just knowing that people are looking for answers at this point.
So the snow levels with this storm have been historic, and the amount of snow coming down, the road closures, the downed trees, it's really created challenges, but we are out there. We know it's frustrating to be without power. Our men and women in the field are just working around the clock. It's been tough with all the challenges with the access and the weather, but we are there for our communities. We really are.